This is the split stance kettlebell deadlift. The purpose of this exercise is to isolate the hamstring as well as to help develop posture and to activate the glutes. You're going to need a kettlebell for this, but if you do not have a kettlebell, a dumbbell will also work. Position yourself in a split stance, meaning that you will be in a half lunge. One foot will start beside the kettlebell. This will be the leg that you will be activating. So for me, this is going to be my left hamstring. And set up the opposite leg behind the kettlebell. Posture is essential in this exercise. Set your posture and maintain that throughout the entire movement. You're going to push your hips back, maintaining your posture and reaching for the kettlebell. Once you have a full grasp on the kettlebell, you should feel activation in the hamstring. From there, all you're going to do is hold on to the kettlebell, push your hips forward, and then control the weight back down to the floor. If you do not have access to a kettlebell, dumbbells are a great alternative. The only difference is with the dumbbell, I would suggest starting from the top, working yourself down to just below the knee, and then working yourself back up to the top. Still starting in the same position, the same split stance. 1 foot forward, 1 foot behind. Start with balance. Making sure that we're activating the hamstring as we're doing this. Pushing the hips back. Go as far as your flexibility will allow. When you feel that maximal stretch, push your hips up and forward. We generally see 2 mistakes in this exercise. One would be poor activation of the hamstring. Number 2 would be loss of posture. The posture is very important for safety. So this one we need to address. Your posture should be maintained throughout the entire movement. If during the exercise you lack flexibility or possibly some stability, this position will change. So as you're bending forward, if you deviate from this position, so you start to round, or if you excessively arch, this can cause some problems through the spine. Make sure that you can hold that position. The second mistake, the poor activation of the hamstring, is generally just poor positioning. Whenever you're doing this exercise, it's important that the hip travels back. As you're traveling back, you should start to feel the activation in the glute and the hamstring. A lot of times people will move too much with the knees and not enough with the hips, and that will generally look more like this. So the knee is traveling forward and the hip is generally staying in the same place or moving forward. To correct this, push the knee back, push the hip back. You should feel more activation through the hamstring.